It began when you got pregnant with the second child, right?
Really, it did. We weren't prepared for the second child. It wasn't planned, and...
Did you use birth control?
No, I did not.
What do you mean it isn't planned? If you don't use birth control, it's planned.
Well, that's true, but we weren't ready for it. We already had one. She was not that old, and I don't think he was ready to take the responsibility of the second child. And he left me at 4 months pregnant for this lady. Okay. Her name's Tammy. He moved in with her. And
he's asked for divorce, right?
Yes, he has.
You know, I'm not... When you're married and you have a child, that I'm not ready for the responsibility of a second child. He should have used protection. He wouldn't have a second child if he didn't want one, you know? It's... How do you feel toward the girlfriend, Tammy?
Honestly, she's a tramp.
Okay.
She's a tramp, and she ruined my marriage.
Well, what do you want to have happen?
I want my marriage back.
You want him back, even though he has left you. Even though he has left you 4 months pregnant, right? Yeah, give that to me.
Thank you.
You still want him back. Okay, why?
For me, because I love him with all my heart. He's my life. For my kids.
How can you love somebody who is doing this to you?
I love him for the person who he was.
Not for who he is.
Not for who he is right now.
Let us meet Jason and the girlfriend, Tammy. Jason, your wife is 9 months pregnant. She wants to know why you left her.
Well, I left her for many reasons.
Okay.
And
what are they?
One of them is she's got an attitude to where she can... No!
Regina, you are suspicious that he may have cheated on you during the pregnancy, but you're telling us that you think that he has or is having an affair, maybe continuing now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Who do you think the affair is with?
I believe it's...
Okay. Is she married?
Yes.
Does her husband think she's having an affair?
Yes, that's how it kind of got started as a little joke. He came home telling me that, he said, well, and said, yeah, he was telling the kids, I think that you're having an affair with Mike. And Mike brought it home and thought it was kind of funny, and all the kids would laugh and make jokes. And then Mike started on his little spiel about, yeah, I'm going to my girlfriend's house. If he didn't have clothes that I couldn't find, oh, they're at my girlfriend's house. $5, oh, I spent that on my girlfriend. It just got worse and worse.
He didn't take you out to dinner for your anniversary. Why?
He told me last Sunday that the reason he didn't take me out for my anniversary is because he was ashamed of me. He was embarrassed to be with me. Because I'm too fat. You see, I was 140 pounds when I got pregnant with my son. I'm only 5 foot, so that's kind of big. And I gained 60 pounds. I was 200 pounds when I delivered my son in November. I had gestational diabetes. I got very large and my son got large. And then I had a cesarean. So I couldn't do the exercises that normal people could do after they had a baby.
Right.
Well, his ex-wife got skinnier after she had her babies. And
so
other women
he says,
that he knows,
why don't you? Right.
Why can't I? I told him everyone's metabolism is different, but that doesn't matter. I'm supposed to lose weight.
Your brother got married recently. Why did you not go to the wedding?
My brother probably thinks I ditched his wedding because I didn't call him and tell him because it's kind of embarrassing. But I was trying clothes on Friday night. He got married last Saturday. And as I was trying my clothes on, I had all these dresses and suits from where I used to work. And I kept looking at the size, and I would see it was a 9 or a 10, and this is not going to fit. But I tried anyway, thinking a skirt would match a blazer. And I kept going for about an hour at midnight. And he would lay on the bed, and he was laughing at me the whole time. And I thought it was funny. And he would watch me put them back, and I'd get more. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And he said he had to go to sleep, because if he didn't, he was just going to keep cracking up. So I went in the other room and cried, because I didn't want to cry in front of him.
So you didn't go to your brother's wedding because you didn't have any clothes to
No.
go to your brother's wedding. Let's meet your husband, Mike, and hear what he has to say. Mike? Mike, the quote from you, the biggest problem with my wife is she got too fat 8 months ago. She believes he is still cheating on her now. Deanne, tell us why you have suspicions that he is cheating.
When I was pregnant, he admitted to me that he had cheated on me. When I gave birth to my daughter the night I gave birth to her, I came home, and there was just so many telltale signs in my home. My pictures were turned down. He had said he had stayed at his cousin's house and had drank there at his cousin's house. The empty fifth was in my house, which I don't know how many people bring home an empty bottle. My sheets were a mess. My sheets were a mess. And my baby was sick, and we couldn't bring her home. And I saw the mess. I looked at him, and he said, "What do you want me to say?" That's verbatim. I mean, he said to me, "What do you want me to say?" And I thought, what kind of answer is that? He tried to explain that he let his friend use our bed. His friend's grown. You know, they're grown. They have their own apartment, house.
Why did he say your friend needed your bed if they have their own?
He said he was doing him a favor. He lies a lot to me. We've only been married less than a year. We have an 8-month-old daughter. I love my husband, but it's very hard to love him. He lies. His stories are inconsistent. I know he's cheated on me. When I met him, he told me he was divorced, okay? And we wanted to have a baby. And then here to find out he slept with his wife at the time. And when I said to him, "Why did you sleep with her?" He told me because she was my wife at the time. When, he was telling me he was divorced.
Would you like me to talk to him? Let's meet John.
I want to know what happened.
John, your wife thinks you're having an affair. When most women have a funny gut feeling that something is wrong, I got to tell you, most of the time they're, not all, but most of the time they're correct.
Not in this case.
Okay, who was using your bed?
A friend of mine.
Why?
He wasn't using my bed. I mean, he was at my house, and I trusted him enough to tell him to lock up when he left.
Right.
But that's what he did. And I mean, we told his wife...
Wait, what did he use your bed for?
He had sex on my bed. But it wasn't with his wife. It wasn't with his wife. But his wife found out. She told his wife.
What was your earring doing in that bed?
Because it was my bed.
Ask him any question you want to ask him.
I know that you've admitted to me that you cheated when we were dating. Ever since we've been married, I want to know if you've been faithful or unfaithful.
I have.
Who is the father of her baby is cheating on her. Walter's backstage. What makes the story very interesting is that Walter and Kim were married once before. And the marriage broke up because, get this, she discovered he was cheating during her first pregnancy. Let's start with this. How old are you?
I'm 23.
And how many children do you have?
And this is our 4th.
Is it with the same man?
Yes.
You have 4 children with this man. Okay. You married him once, caught him cheating, divorced him, and are marrying him again? You're planning on marrying him again?
Yes.
Okay. During your first... How old is he?
He's 23.
He's 23 too. During your first pregnancy, he cheated with 13 and 14-year-olds.
has yet to admit to any of them.
Okay. This is the fourth. Where are we now?
With our third
Who
one,
is he cheating with now?
the same one that he was seeing with our third one.
And who is she?
She's a 19-year-old.
A high school student?
She's now in college. She was a high school student when they were going together. I found out on a Saturday he was having an affair. Filed for divorce on Monday.
You tried to confront him once at a 14-year-old girlfriend's house, and he wouldn't come out, and he called the cops on you.
Yes, he called the cops on me.
He's lost 3 wedding rings for taking them off, right?
The second one he took off and stuck in my leather coat pocket and gave it to his girlfriend.
Okay. He couldn't go to a wedding with you because he was with a teenager at her prom.
Then he accused me the whole time of sleeping with our best friend.
Why would you have 4 children with this man?
This one was not planned. I was on birth control.
Why do you want to marry a man again with this track record? I mean, how dumb can you be? I'm sorry, I can't hear.
We have 3 children together, yes, and we have a 4th child together. And my children
I've come across in a long time. This is Bernadette. This is her husband, Randy. This is Bernadette's best friend, Tabby. Bernadette says that her husband did cheat on her during the pregnancy, so in order to control the cheating, she is allowing him to sleep with her best friend, Tabby. Bernadette, I find that a very unusual arrangement. You said, quote, I think it's ideal, this is a good setup and would work for other pregnant wives. This way I control who he sleeps with. You're married to Bernadette and carrying on an affair with Tabby, Randy, is that correct?
Yes.
Tabby is now pregnant with his child, right?
Yes.
Tabby, how'd you get yourself into this?
It's her fault.
It's whose fault?
It's her fault.
Wait a minute. It's your best friend's fault that you're pregnant with her husband's child.
She asked me to.
But you did it.
She asked you to get pregnant?
She said she wouldn't have a problem with it.
If she said she wouldn't have a problem, why do you want to be pregnant with a married man's child?
Because I love him.
Huh?
I love him.
Randy, who are you in love with?
Both of them.
You're in love with both of them. Technically not possible unless you love one in a more platonic way. Which one do you love in the platonic way? Do you know what platonic means?
No, I don't.
You don't know what platonic means? Platonic means more in a friendship way, Randy. More in a friendship way. Which one are you most in love with?
That's a kind of a tough call because Bernadette has always been a friend to me, and so has Tabby. I've known both of them from
Right,
since
but
high
which
school.
one are you in love with?
I'm in love with my wife.
You're in love with your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a familiar face, although you haven't been with us for a while. She's the author of this book, How to Stay Lovers for Life. And she does a lot of marriage counseling. I think the couples need to get their hands on your book a little earlier than today. Let's talk about first how a baby changes a couple's relationship.
Well, it's so hard. Marriage is so stressful anyways, and it's so hard for two people just to learn how to live with each other. And now we've got two people turning two people into 3, 4, 5 people before the two people have learned how to be a couple. So it puts incredible stress financially, sexually, in every kind of way to bring a new person into the world.
But you have said, if I may quote you, you must remember that accusing a husband of having an affair can do more harm than good. Why?
Well, because what happens is your accusation